Today, we're going to talk about revolvers. As this is a fairly wide topic, we need to limit its scope and just discuss law enforcement revolvers. And not just all, but the best of them. It is possible to go at it from different perspectives. You can focus on trendsetters, revolvers with the highest production numbers, or longest production runs, but this will leave us with an unsatisfactory impression. It's best to look at the guns themselves, their durability, longevity, and how well they were received by the officers, who had to trust their lives with them. The Colt Python. The Colt Python is the true Cadillac of guns. It shines with a smooth action and superb accuracy, and many suspect that this is no coincidence, as it is thought that Colt designed the Python for bullseye pistol matches. In those days, they were ruled by revolvers. Compared to the Smith & Wesson Model 19, the Python comes with a frame that is a little bit larger. That made it possible to use the .357 Magnum round with greater accuracy. This made it also a little bit pricier. Then a Model 19 could be had for $80, while the Python would cost $125. Nevertheless, anyone knowing anything about quality handguns would invest the difference and go home with a really smooth shooter. The Colt Single Action Army. The Colt SAA, Single Action Army, has been around since 1873 and is still popular today, even if it's neither carried by law enforcement anymore, nor generally considered our go-to gun. However, it served law enforcement for around 75 years. And that's no coincidence. It's robust, easy to handle, and deadly accurate. The Colt SAA came in more than 30 different calibers, so that you got plenty of choices if you decide today to get one. Its simple single action makes it absolutely reliable, and it is an iconic handgun of the Wild West. When you watch an old Western movie, even if it's set long before the Colt SAA was developed, you can see this gun. This gun so far that many people believe that it was the only handgun to be found in those days. In reality, it might not have been the only one, but the best one you could get. The Smith & Wesson Triple Lock. What began as a .44 hand ejector New Century is known today as the Triple Lock. It was manufactured only from 1908 to 1915, and as much as 15,000 guns made. However, it was a quality handgun and in time would be the basis for many of the guns and calibers we know today. Among them is the .357 Magnum, .41 Magnum, and .44 Magnum. More than that, it proved to the world that Smith & Wesson was not only a capable weapons manufacturer, but could also build a large frame 6 gun. The only downside of the triple lock was the need for large hands to manage it. This made it suitable for only a small group of law enforcement officers. However, if the hands were big enough, they got a mighty strong gun for its time. But then in today, there are not many officers rushing for something in the .44 or .44 Magnum range. Smith & Wesson Model 19. The Smith & Wesson Model 19 was a result of a suggestion made by Bill Jordan, a border patrol officer and fast draw expert. He wanted a medium frame revolver that is chambered for the .357 Magnum. Also, it should have adjustable sights, a shrouded ejector rod, and a heavy barrel. Also called the Combat Magnum, this gun was carried by the officers of many law enforcement agencies for many years. While made for the strong .357 Magnum, this revolver was still comfortable to carry. It had a smooth action and is extremely accurate. That made it the dream of every law enforcement officer. However, it had one downside, usually during training. 38 target loads would be used. The .357 Magnum was saved for real confrontations in the line of duty. That created problems through different recoil and ballistics. Some agencies try to counter this by having their officers also using the stronger .357 Magnum rounds during training. This was simply too much for the Model 19 to take, so that it would be replaced by the L-frame series. Smith & Wesson Model 10. Model 10 started its career as the .38 hand ejector model of 1899. Smith & Wesson won some military contracts and subsequently changed its name to the Military and Police model before officially making it the Model 10. About 6 million of these little revolvers have been produced, making it a widely used law enforcement revolver. It came as stainless steel or Magnum version, coming with a medium frame. One can easily understand what made it so popular. Well, law enforcement officers are trained with their guns and sometimes use them for real. Most of the time, they just carry them around. The size and weight made the Model 10 ideal for this, as even after hours and hours of having it on the belt, it never became too heavy or too uncomfortable. Also, it came chambered in .38 Special. While nowadays find this round rather weak, with the standard ammo of its time, it could do some decent damage. This is owed to the rather heavy rounds hitting at low speeds, making them tumble. A further reason to depend on it was its smooth action, allowing for great accuracy for such a small gun. While there are a lot of guns out there that draw a lot more attention, like the super heavy Magnum revolvers, it is the small Model 10 that more often than not won the day. The Colt Detective Special. Introduced in 1927, the Colt Detective Special became very fast and very popular with detectives in plain clothes and as a weapon to carry off duty. It is in fact the oldest of the modern snub-nosed revolvers. It even predates the good old Smith & Wesson Model 36 by about 25 years. It all started with J.H. Fitzgerald cut down the 4-inch Colt Police Positive to make it into a custom belly gun. This led to a trend that created the snubbies of today that are still in use. The Ruger Security 6. Ruger brought his own excellent revolver into the law enforcement community with the Security 6 in 1972. Using manufacturing innovations of its time, the cost could be kept to a minimum, what was appreciated by law enforcement officers and agencies alike. The family of the Ruger double-action revolver expanded rapidly, including the original blue finish, stainless guns, and several spin-off models. While the Security 6 offered a lot for a little money, it was found a little bit too light when shot with Magnum ammo. As a result, Ruger beefed it up, and the GP100 was born. And there you have it, guys, the best law enforcement revolvers ever made. If you think I left anything out, put it in the comments and tell us why you think it should be on this list. If you enjoyed watching this video, hit the like button and share it with a friend. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to never miss an episode of MADMAN Review ever again. See you again next time.